Hello, namaste everyone. Happy Akshay Tritiya. Like today is Akshay Tritiya when I'm making this video. So happy Akshay Tritiya to every one of you. I hope all of you have enough amount of money to fulfill your dreams. Many say money is not everything, but you need money. You need enough amount of money to have something, right? So, today we are going to talk about Sagittarius individuals. Sagittarius zodiac sign, as in Sagittarius ascendant or Sagittarius moon sign, how Jupiter transit in the sign of Gemini is going to affect you. Now, this is an important transit for you because this is your Lagna Lord, it is your ascendant Lord. So let's dive into the explanation. But before that, please do not forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon below so that you get regular updates. Also, if you would like to have your personal readings for me, you can check out the link below www.anmollastrology.com. Under the reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Under the unique reading section, you can book a unique reading for yourself. Also, now courses are available online and you will get full assistance from my side so as to guide you with the basics of your astrology. Okay, so also before you dive into this video, there are two other videos to which I will attach the links to in the description box. You should also watch them because then you will get the crux of what does Jupiter in the sign of Gemini means, and then only getting to this video will give you the clarity and that how it is going to affect for you. Okay, so let's get started. So for Sagittarius individuals, this transit is going to happen in their seventh house because Gemini is in the seventh house. Before we dive into the this transit, we need to know what the seventh house is about. What does its activation by transit do? So regardless of whether you have Jupiter activated in your Mahadasha, Antardasha, this is going to give some of its effects because transits of especially the major planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu is quite significant because they come for a longer period of time, and at least you will have some planet activated in your Pratyantar Dasha, Suksham Dasha. So definitely it is going to affect you at some point. Okay. But yes, this is very true that the transits affect you only when they are also activated in the dashas. So Jupiter is coming into your seventh house. Seventh house is the house of marriage. Seventh house is the house of partnership. And trust me or not, seventh house is also the house of your legal matters or your legal contracts. We know it is the house of contracts, but it is also the house of your legal matters. So if there are any legal matters in your life, like for example, there's a dispute within your marriage, or there's a dispute you have to fight with someone else, that is also the activation of seventh house. It's not just the activation of sixth house. Because see, for example, if I take it this way, that sixth house gets activated by Jupiter or Saturn, then of course seventh house is going to be the next, and court cases are not the ones, or legalities are not the ones who are just for a small duration of time. They go for a longer period of time. That's why logically it gets activated when they are transiting both the houses. So seventh house is the luck, fortune, personality of your spouses also. But when Jupiter transits the seventh house, or Jupiter transits anywhere, there are a few words I would address its transit to be as. It brings in responsibility, it brings in expansion, it brings in life lessons, and it brings in blessings. Because this is the Jiva Karka, this is the Karka which gives birth to something. So since seventh house is about partnership, it's about marriage, it's about business, it is about your interaction with other people. So this house getting activated by Jupiter, first of all, means that it can give you marriage. If you're not married, it can give you marriage. If you are married, it would definitely give you responsibility towards your marriage. It acts as a very fortunate placement for you because the seventh aspect is going to be on yourself, on your ascendant. So the fortune will definitely come towards you, but this is a time where you like give your selfless service towards your partnerships, towards other people also. It expands your social circle, or rather, it's not just social circle, it's your interaction with people. Your ascendant lord is going into the seventh house. It can also make you travel or get you involved into a lot of frequent travels. Seventh house is all about other people in your life. It is also the house of fame. It is the house of legalities. Jupiter will make you responsible for all of these things. You'll have to seek responsibility towards your marriage, your partnership. And also, you will get your wisdom from your encounters with other people and your married partner or your partnerships. So it's like a very wisdom oriented time period that is going to be for you. Along with that, it is going to be the time of blessings also. Okay, seventh house also talks about it actually talks about very different things as well. I'll just dive into the chart because I want to show something first. Yeah, so this is the chart, right? Give me a second. Let's just put down a little bit of light. Yeah, right. So now we are Sagittariuses and Jupiter is here in the seventh house. Now, it is also the lord of your fourth house. So, the first and fourth lord is coming into the seventh house. This simply means that now your comforts, your personality is going towards the seventh house. So, your interaction with other people or your interaction within the marriage is going to teach you wisdom, and it is also going to make you get comforts for your own. See, when fourth lord goes into the seventh house, it's like all your comforts, conveniences, or your heart space, how happy you feel, that goes towards the partner, towards the partnership. So, partnerships become a very important thing in your life. Relationships become a very important thing in your life. So, you always want to work around with and balance with your relationships. Now, this is the sign of Gemini. It will make you take the responsibility of instability of your relationships, of your marriage. This Jupiter is here to make you learn that what is your part of responsibility towards the marriage, how you need to balance things out towards the marriage. Definitely it brings in a beautiful relationship within your marriage, within your partnership. It makes you travel a lot. It makes your friendship and your communicative bond very strong with your partner. But on the other hand, there will be instances where there will be learning the karma through communication when it's about partnerships, when it's about love, mid relationship, marriage. This also means that your fame and your personality development, you can say, and your comforts, your luxury is going to come in from business, because the first and the fourth lord is going into the seventh house, right? See, Jupiter in the first house is beautiful to have because it has its directional strength. But in the seventh house, it does not have its directional strength. That's why Jupiter in the seventh house, it's not the best placement. It is a very responsible placement. And you know what? You will have to deal with some conflict either between your relatives or close people, or between you and one of the relatives. Jupiter, somehow I have seen that Jupiter is responsible, and it is one of the planets which denotes your relationship with your close relatives. Close, I won't say siblings, but relatives. For some reason, I would want you to check that in your charts, that how your Jupiter is placed and how your relationship is with your relatives. Then tell me, then am I correct or am I not? Because I have seen this over, in a ton of charts, like so many charts. Whenever I see Jupiter in the sixth house, always there's some conflict going on with the relatives, or the involvement of the relatives is so much. Jupiter in the seventh house, involvement of the relatives is so much. Jupiter, in a way, aspecting the seventh house, involvement of the relatives or the close family members is so much. I've seen this thing happening. So I just want that, you guys to confirm that to me. But when Jupiter is in the seventh house, it's in a sign that is about communication, that is about spreading communication. Now you will be spreading wisdom, you will be spreading knowledge. But that wisdom is also going to add on to your experiences. You will first get experiences with your encounters, and then you will be able to communicate that to mass population or massive population. Okay, so Jupiter being into the seventh house, it activates marriage, it activates birth of the child also for a person. Because see, the Saptamsha is the surgical opening of the seventh house, not of the fifth house. Because when you mate with the other person, then the child is born. That's why Saptamsha is the chart of children. So that's why it could even initiate the birth of a child, especially for a woman, because at the same time, Saturn is going to be in your fourth house. Okay, so now let's come to the aspects. So the aspects, the fifth aspect is going to be on the 11th house, right? That means that you are again, see, fifth aspect is about your Purva Punya Bhava, your past life good deeds. So you are going to get past life good deeds by being recognized with your actions, with your skills specifically, and also with your courage. These skills can be communication skills, or they can be simply the skills that you possess. That's because Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini, the actual sign of skills. So next we have the fifth aspect also talks about, it blesses or it expands your social circle. It will expand your interactions with people. This Jupiter is going to make you recognized. It can even give you fame in whatsoever you are doing. So if you are into a company, you are going to now be recognized for your skills and for your actions. This is a time where you can even go for business. Okay. Now, the fifth aspect also makes you treat that living significance of that house as a child. So you would first get the opportunity to balance your relationship with your elder sibling, and also you will treat them or take care of them as your own child. This also gives you fulfillment of your desires. So whatsoever you have been desiring for yourself in your life, this is the time for manifestation. You will be getting that. Right? It's the time for, you receiving the fruits of your karma. Now, the seventh aspect. Seventh aspect is on the first house. Seventh aspect of most of the planets is very supportive. That's why I told you, when Jupiter is in the seventh house, it will also give in responsibility to your partner, to your marriage partner or your relationship partner. They would also, it's like you set a discipline in the relationship. It's like now they have to impress you and you have to impress them by just being devoted and dedicated towards each other's responsibilities, and also towards the others in general, because Jupiter was the Brihaspati. He is the Brihaspati who was always concerned about the well-being of the other. others, who is always there guiding everyone. This also shows that you will be forming strategies for dealing with the other people. There will be situations like that where you'll have to do that. Now, seventh aspect on the first house blesses you with fortune, but also if it was some other sign, I would have said it is going to expand your body, although it will do. But you can actually face up and down in your weight. You can expand, you can inflate yourself. You can expand, you can again become thinner. So this is the fluctuation that is going to happen. Be careful of not eating so much of sweets, because otherwise there could be the possibility of diabetes for people who are maybe in 40s, 50s, or 60s, and you have Sagittarius ascendant. Okay, the seventh aspect on the first house, it's a beautiful time for you to feel that you are the God's child and you're being saved by the God. But you will have to use a philosophical approach towards everything that you do. Trust me, this is a time you will feel very ignited, like you are on fire. Hold your fire, hold your aggression, because Jupiter is a fierce planet. It's a fiery planet. It's the planet associated with dharma. So that's why do not feel that Jupiter is all emotional. It's not emotional until unless it is in a water sign. Otherwise, it's a fierce planet, right? Trust me on this. You have to be disciplined to live with a person with Jupiter as their prominent planet, because they just like to do things on their own. They want the freedom. That's what the Sagittarius sign is about. They want their own freedom. That is important for them. And there's always run and chase thing happening with Sagittarius. So Jupiter, in a way, wants you to acknowledge this personality trait and work upon yourself in a very philosophical way. Now, the ninth aspect is going to be on your third house. Now, this shows that there is fortune and you will be learning. In fact, life of Sagittarius is all about learning. Here also, you will be learning about your own personality, right? Here, you'll be learning about marketing. You will be improving your communication skills. You will be interacting with people online, on social media. Since the ninth aspect is there, your encounter with your younger siblings, or your encounter with your close friends, your encounters with your neighbors is going to make you learn something, learn a lesson. Right? So ninth aspect of Jupiter always talks about where your lesson is going to come from. Which is the area of lesson for you? Now, this is the third house for you, and there is the sign of what? Aquarius. You will have to find your confidence back. Whenever there's Aquarius, the third house, or third lord is in the sign of Aquarius, I always tell people you have to find your confidence. You will indeed find your confidence. That is not impossible, but you have to find that confidence, because you have the ability to be recognized for your skills, because you have innovative skills. Now, similar is the thing for Sagittarius people, that they do have the set of skills. They just need to acknowledge that. They just need to grab that fortune from that. Okay, so it could even mean that someone in your family, either there's an addition in your family, or someone in your family is getting married, or they have an addition in the family. So on a way, it's a kind of a celebrating moment. It's a celebrating time. Jupiter in the seventh house. I have also seen people getting two marriages or multiple marriages with Jupiter in the seventh house. And that too in good dignity, even an exalted one. This is transit. I'm just talking about the placement right now. Right? So do not feel all hunky dory with Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet responsible for your lessons as well. It is a planet which tells you that there's a karma, there's something I need you to learn. You learn it either the easiest way or you learn it the hard way. But I'm going to make you learn that. Okay, so Jupiter also seeks guidance from wherever it is placed. So whenever you need any guidance, you want to, you know, want to receive some wisdom, you want to know, you want to get some guidance, advice on something, go to your partner. Go to your, if you do not have any partner, go to someone that you know, and you know that person is going to guide you well. Okay, so now, if let's go ahead with the planets. Now, if Sun is in your seventh house and then Jupiter is coming over it, Sun is your ninth lord. So definitely the fortune is coming in. This can be the possibility of marriage. Okay, just a second. There, oh, there can be a possibility of marriage. There can be a possibility where a person comes to you from far distance and then you guys decide to get married at a distance. Okay, so it's a time, it definitely activates childbirth, or it activates the marriage part or the romance part for you. It also makes you learn and follow religious sentiments, religious activities. But be careful of your ego battles, ego clashes, power struggles within marriage and within your encounter with other people, not just with the married partner, but generally with other people. Sun in the seventh house, no doubt it lightens up that house, but it also makes you deal with the negative side of that house as well. It lightens up your partnerships, it lightens up your fame towards in the public or in whatsoever society you are living. But it also gives you ego battles, it also gets you misunderstood, right? But definitely it works very well for business, for starting a business as well. Okay, so but again, I always say when Jupiter comes over Sun, just be very careful of your ego, of your pride, of how you're projecting yourself out there, because you can be considered as an arrogant person there. You will get achievements with Sun, you will be able to grab power with Sun, here, but this can be too much sometimes. And that's why, because see, Jupiter is expansion, it will slowly expand that Sun. And when Sun gets expanded in the seventh house, it's not the beautiful place for Sun to be. So that's why watch over your ego, watch over your aggression. Next, we have Moon. So, Moon is your eighth lord. There is some involvement of your in laws within your marriage, because of which there are conflicts. Now, Jupiter coming over it, it is going to give some heaviness because of in laws. This is going to give you some sort of, now it's like it's a very reactive time, that maybe before you do knew that yes, my in-laws are interfering in the marriage, but you might not have said anything because you were because seventh house, Moon in the seventh house in Gemini, a person is very fragile, a person is very vulnerable with their emotions, and they're very sensitive with their emotions. They just love their partner and have so much of emotions attached to the marriage. But this will be the time where you are going to be like, I need to fight back. I need to acknowledge this thing in front of those particular people that they are interfering in my marriage and I need them to stop. Or it could give you sudden events with your marriage, with your married life. It could suddenly even activate marriage for you, right? But simply the eighth lord is coming into the seventh house. It also means it might give you the opportunity of having enough money to create your fixed assets or create your joint assets with your partner. You definitely would want to help your partner with money also at this time. But Jupiter coming over Moon, that makes a Gajkesari yoga for you, that too in Kendra. So that is all going to work well in terms of money fortune and knowledge fortune as well for you. So this is overall a pleasant time, but it comes with a lot of burden of responsibility as well towards the marriage, towards the in-laws as well. Now, next is Mars. So if Mars is in the seventh house, it's the lord of the fifth and the 12th house. In the seventh house, and it is getting activated by your first and fourth lord by transit. This is a positive placement in terms of your you turning your love encounter into marriage. But this could even give you the feeling of loss of love for some reason. Mars in the seventh house is like too much heat and energy into the seventh house, and Jupiter coming over it. It's like, you put a squishy ball. Remember I saw a squishy ball for kids yesterday. You take a squishy ball, right? It has its own shape, the round shape or whatsoever shape they have made it. If you squish it with a very heavy object, it is going to flatten up, right? But it is going to have that area. It is going to be now spread into that area. That is the scenario with Jupiter and Mars. Understand Mars as this that squishy ball, and then you put Jupiter, you can so a paper blocker over that, and it presses and spreads over a certain in a certain boundary. Now this Mars has to work all his energy in that boundary. Now, Mars energy in the air sign was like it was spreaded all over the room, but there were holes inside. So there were no focused energy there. But now Jupiter coming over it, it's like it is focusing in your energy towards the area where it is required. And you are trying to give your actions which are backed by your wisdom. So you're taking positive actions towards some positive agendas. This can even initiate a fight for what is right, what is wrong. So it is on a whole, the agenda, the motive is going to be pure as, pure pious as a lotus, right? But it has to come in with a battle because that's the tendency of Mars. That's why it is a soldier. So it's like a time where you'll have to fight for certain things, where you'll have to fight for your love, where you'll have to fight for your existence, where you'll have to prove yourself, you have to fight for your status, you have to fight for your promotion. So you have to prove your worthiness in this time. And definitely when you do that with a lot of courage, because Mars is the karka for courage, and Jupiter expands that courage for you. So you will definitely be able to achieve that. Okay. But this also means that there is, you might start a business or work based on your skills or something you have or knowledge about, like shares, speculation, or any creative subject, any technical subject. Okay. Next we have Venus. So if you have Venus in the seventh house, sixth lord, and the 11th lord is coming into the seventh house, definitely there are gains from business. You might get a debt. You might want to get a debt for starting a business or for buying something. but definitely there are achievements, there are recognition that I can see here. Jupiter coming over Venus, it's like not the healthiest time for your marriage, because you and your partner will have two different opinions and two different ways to walk on. So that's why it will be very much required to both of you to balance this with each other and talk, about each other's opinion, value each other's opinion. But whenever I see Jupiter, Venus connected with the seventh house or the seventh lord, I know there is a sort of attitude where one person feels that I know everything, I am the right one. The other person feels I know everything and I am the right one. So these are like two rigid personalities and two devatas who are fighting for each other's decisions. So that is the only thing you need to take care of. And apart from that, it's beautiful energy for money, it's beautiful energy for relationships to start, not the mechanism that is going to go within, but to start. But definitely your 11th lord is coming in the 7th house. It talks for promotion, it talks for you fulfilling your routine and repetitive life, and also taking care of your health, your nutrition, being concerned about your body, about your physique and everything like that. Okay, so next we have Mercury. So for Mercury in the seventh house, it's like you have your 10th and your seventh lord in the seventh house. You might take up a business or start a partnership business with your spouse. You may get misunderstood within your marriage. So there can be some sort of misunderstanding. You definitely have to avoid outer influences. No one apart from you and your spouse must come into this relationship, because otherwise this relationship can get the can be the victim of other people's gossips or other people trying to interfere into your relationship. That can be the situation. But definitely a beautiful time for your business opportunities. And you see, I won't say that for such a person business is just going to escalate the moment they start it. It's like there are going to be a lot of lessons you're going to learn from that business, from that marketing, from that career. But those learning are going to help you with your next endeavor or your current endeavor, but there's going to be some repetitiveness in that process. It also works on your stability. The stability is not there. And Mercury in the seventh house, then Jupiter coming over it, it's like all the Kendra lords are in the Kendra in the seventh house for this matter. You will be solely responsible for everything in your life, and you will have to take the charge of your surroundings, of everything in your life, so that you can get it better. Okay, so you will get lessons with your communication, how much you must communicate. See, having Mercury in the seventh house, and then that too in an air sign, it's like you are one hell of a gossiper. You love to gossip, you love to collect information and also to spread it. This is something with which you will get your karma. So try avoiding that as soon as you get into this transit, because otherwise it can backfire to you. It can, make you the subject of gossip. Another thing, it works beautifully for your skills, especially your marketing skills, your business skills. So it is going to embrace that and help you monetarily within that matter. Okay, now next we have Saturn. Saturn in the seventh house. There's a strong karma and responsibility towards marriage, business, and partnership. Saturn is your second and your third lord. This means you will have to put in money, you will have to put in efforts towards the seventh house, towards your partner. It can be that sorry, your savings are being utilized towards the marriage. You're getting married. That's why your savings are getting utilized within the marriage. Your savings are getting utilized towards the married partner. or some way or the other, the money is going there. But they are receiving the fortune, of course. The third lord is also going there. That means this is a time for you to improve your communication with your partner. You guys need to have a time for yourself so as to communicate, better. Okay. Saturn being the third lord coming into the seventh house also means there is some skill of yours, or you would just start marketing your business much more than before, or you would use your skills to so as to create a business out of it. Okay, but this is the time which can be a little challenging because you will have to put in a lot of hard work either into your marriage or towards your partner or towards your business or even legal matters. Okay, so it's a very responsible time, a time full of responsibilities towards the seventh house. But trust me, whenever Saturn gets activated anywhere, it stabilizes that house after that transit. Like, for example, Saturn is going to stabilize your relationships after this. So, relationships won't be much of a concern for a long period of time after this. So that is the lesson you need to learn from there. Okay, so now we have Rahu. Rahu in the seventh house in Gemini. You naturally interact with partners who are quite, you know, quite manipulative, quite convincing, quite good of an actors, good of a communicators. Now, Jupiter coming over it is like that you are getting your wisdom or you are learning that how to be a manipulator by yourself, how to catch these thieves, how to catch these people when they are doing as such, when they are doing such things to try to manipulate you. So this Jupiter is also trying to control this Rahu in the seventh house. So definitely this can call for marriage for you. And if you're getting married, this is the time where your partner would use this manipulation, would use this cleverness, but they would use that in a good way, in a pure way, like not in a pure way, I would say with good intentions, not with bad ones. Okay, so it's like kind of a savior thing that happens. Another thing also I see is sometimes what happens when Jupiter or any other planet, even Rahu, activates the natal Rahu in the seventh, it creates some sort of physical distance with the partner also. Most of all, it could be that one of you is traveling for work, or it's just that some things are not right, so you guys are taking some time off. So that is the kind of a situation it gives. But of course, there is always a blessing also that holds with Jupiter. So whatever Jupiter does, it does for your own good. So whatsoever will happen, it will be like the Jupiter is actually trying to protect you from something worse that could happen. Okay, Jupiter coming into the seventh house can also bring in expansion with your fame. It can bring in expansion with your recognition, but be very careful of legal matters. Be very careful of your contracts. Whenever you sign a contract, go thoroughly through that contract, learn it thoroughly, read it thoroughly, and only then sign that. And it also expands your social circle. It expands your abilities, your presence online and in the social environment. Okay, so now we have Ketu. By coming to the end of the video, I feel like my energy is just going and I start becoming very lazy while speaking. This has been happening since 2 to 3 last videos, to be very honest. I'm trying to hide that, but it somehow might have displayed on my face. So Ketu in the seventh house, Jupiter coming there. I have always told whenever there's a combination of Ketu and Jupiter in any sign, Jupiter makes you learn about the complexities of that particular house. Jupiter wants you to research now deep within the seventh house because Ketu is present there. Jupiter is in a kind of helping Ketu to find what is beneath that house. Why this house does not have a foundation? What should I do to find the foundation within that house or strengthen the foundation within that house? So, Jupiter coming here over Ketu is going to provide direction to Ketu and also work towards selfless service from your end. You will have to be responsible towards your partner and towards your marriage, towards your partnerships, because this is the time for you to selflessly give towards your partnership. And your partner naturally will be very helpful for you for any other scenario in your life. It was also a very spiritual time for you and your partner. Somehow you will see your interaction with your partner or other people is going to lead you towards spirituality, lead you towards understanding the higher self of the world. And somehow, this is a very sympathizing position in the seventh house. You just start feeling sympathy with other people. You want to work towards a cause as well. Okay, so this Jupiter coming in the seventh house, it's like, oh, and that too over Ketu, it's like lot of problems in the marriage life, and you'll have to take the charge there. You'll have to take the responsibility there. Only then you'll be able to solve them out. Or the universe will naturally dive you towards that house and force you to take responsibility towards that house. Be careful with your health as well. Okay, now Jupiter itself. If Jupiter is coming over Jupiter in your seventh house, it's like a Jupiter it's not like, it is Jupiter natal return. So it definitely, so whatsoever I've said in the beginning now, that the first lord and this fourth lord is coming into the seventh house, so it is now activating itself. So it's saying that your wisdom, your personality is going to refine, your comforts are going to come from your partnership, or all your hard work, all your mehnat, your personality, your philosophicalness, your learnings, your comforts, your happiness, everything is going towards your partner. And that is the area which is going to give you the wisdom, give you the teachings, and give you the luck and fortune. So it's a very, very, I would say it's a fortunate time, but it's time full of learnings, learning lesson, learning wisdom, and especially about the psychology of others, about other people. You know, Jupiter makes you understand, and especially this happens with Venus, Jupiter, and Ketu. It makes you understand what is going on with the personality of other person. It makes you learn, it just makes you, it just lets you know that how things are playing out in the mind of other individual. It makes you curious. And if Mercury gets connected with any of these, it amplifies that situation. Okay, so Jupiter be coming into as a natal, transit in your seventh house. This is going to make you work a lot towards your business, towards your work. This is the time of fortune for you, materialistically, relationship wise, but along with that, bit of burden also. So it's like, I remember in, I think, class seventh, we used to learn that no, not in class 7th, I think class 11th, I suppose. I don't remember clearly, but they always tell that delegation of authority happens with responsibility. So when the authority is delegated to someone, the responsibility comes free with that authority. It was something like that. I hope someone gets to know and can correct me exactly on what the line was. But if authority comes, responsibility comes, and if responsibility comes, the authority also comes. So, and they must go hand in hand. Authority is of no use without responsibility, and responsibility is of no use if you do not have the authority. So that's a catch with this Jupiter natal transit. That's the theme you're going to follow for this time, right? It's a time full of communications, full of philosophical communication. So that seems very beautiful to me. Okay, guys. So this was my analysis for Sagittarius individuals. I hope this turns out to be helpful for you people. We'll see you with the next video. Bye bye. Take care.